All right. I'm streaming in a way that I don't like streaming, but I'm doing it anyways because I got a special request and I don't want to put it off any longer. So this gentleman asked me to do this flight like a week or so ago, and life happened, kind of forgot. But he hit me up again like a day or so ago, so now we're doing it. I can't stream the way I normally stream with my headphones because for some reason I can't stream to Twitch from the Xbox tonight. So we're using a capture card, and I don't have a headset I can use with the capture card. Last time I used the headset with the capture card, doing it this way, the microphone was making like a kind of sound for a while. So, and when I say a while, it was probably like 15 minutes before I realized it. So I'm just using the microphone on my laptop, which means I gotta kind of sit close to it, and it's kind of more comfortable for a long flight. But enough of me bitching. Nobody wants to come here and hear me bitch. I just bitched for 10 minutes about Aerofly. That video will be up a little bit later. It's trimming right now. Anyways, so welcome all my beautiful aviation enthusiast friends. Welcome to the Airplane Show episode, whatever number you want to give this episode. So this gentleman wanted me to fly from the Sultan Iskandar Muda Airport in Indonesia, in Banda Aceh, I guess is how you pronounce it. I don't know if they use that hard of a K in that part of the world, but anyways, it's in Indonesia, and we are flying to Bangkok, Thailand. He wanted me to use, I think it's Garuda Indonesia livery. I searched the whole marketplace, and there was only one pack that had this livery, and it's for the A320. So we're flying it. I'm not a huge fan of this plane in the simulator, just because, like, you can't put airways in, a lot of the buttons you can't push. But nonetheless, for a request, we'll suck it up and do it. It'll be a nice little change, not having to push so many buttons. So here we are at our airport here. Let's click this here for departure. So here's the part of Indonesia that it is. Right? So it's like very at the tip top Indonesia. And we're flying here. Believe it or not, it looks relatively short. It's like 700 miles. So our fast forward button's gonna get a little bit of workout tonight. We're gonna push the limits and see if 3 times speed is gonna work. So I played with this plane a little bit, just because I haven't flown it in a while, and I can't really enter the flight plan the way I want to. This is a pretty long route, and I have a few airways picked out, but I'll show you when we're loading the flight plan. It won't allow you to plug an airway in. I tried a couple other airplanes just to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong, and it worked on the 737, and it worked on the other Airbus that we have, the A310. So I know it works. So here we are, Garuda Indonesia. That's gonna be our bird today. That's gonna be the bird that we get up in the air, and it's a pretty livery. I'd never heard of this airliner before. I don't know if it was like a long time ago, but I looked it up online and it looked pretty close to this. I don't know if Garuda Indonesia was this like far in the middle. It might have been closer to the front, but I'm not going to be that picky. I went through like 40 livery packs after work tonight. After dinner, I was sitting there planning this flight, and I went through like 40 livery packs, and there was only one, so I bought it. And it came with a few other, like old liveries as well. So let's get in here. Let's get this plane fired up, juiced up. And yeah, man, let's get this bird in the air and see how long this flight gonna take without 8 times speed. So we're not gonna use any checklists. This is a pretty easy plane because a lot of shit's already done. Like, we can't interact with the nav buttons here. Like, that's already done. We can't interact with any of the buttons down here. Only one you can interact with is fuel. Other than that, you can't. I mean, you can do these, but none of these you can press. Can't press takeoff configuration. You know, you can't turn on the warning system here. Like, you know, in Aerofly you can do that, but let's not get me started on Aerofly. You'll see that video here pretty soon. I lit Aerofly. Aerofly came out with a new update for iOS, saying that they were going to fix all the problems that we've been having since we downloaded it. And I still have the same issue, only now the issue happens faster. So it didn't fix anything for me at all. It actually made my problem worse. But one of the funniest things about the new Aerofly is that when you type in Aerofly, and you'll see this in the video, when you type in Aerofly FS Global or Aerofly or any combination of those words, the actual simulator, it's like 10 pages down. Like, you got to scroll for a while. You got to keep on scrolling. You know, you got X-Plane, then RFS, then Infinite Flight, and all these other simulators. I had to scroll so far down to try to find the new Aerofly that it wasn't even like with other simulators at that point. It was just like with random apps. So it's interesting. All right, let's go ahead and program as much as we can. There's you know, not a whole lot we can play with on this here FMS in the A320, at least the way they have it modeled in the simulator here. So let's go ahead and plug in all we can. We can't plug in any airways, but you know, the only reason I like plugging in airways is because usually there's a lot of waypoints in between. So, you know, you'll have maybe 20 or 30 miles in between waypoints instead of like 200 miles. So, all right, our cost index according to SimBrief is 34. Sweet. Yeah, man, I don't know if you heard. I went through like 40 livery packs to try to find. I found one. And it's on the A320 Neo. But I went through like 40 livery packs, and there was only one livery pack that had this here livery. I like it. I wish that it was in the other planes, but yeah. So we're doing it. We're getting ready to get up in the air. But welcome back. Yeah, I don't mind when people give me ideas. Sometimes it's tough to come up with ideas for flights and stuff like that. So if, you know, anybody's got ideas and they want to throw them at me, you know, I'll certainly consider it because it might be better than my ideas. So, all right, we got runway 35, and we're doing this takeoff. And let's insert it. And let's go ahead and plug in our destination info. So arrival, we have ILS 07 left. What's up, Elmer? Welcome back. My dude, Elmer. Here. I got a nice little 10-minute rant on Aerofly coming. It's editing right now because I was kind of boomerish with trying to set up the my iPad so it could record my face. So I didn't want to look like such a boomer, noob, dork, whatever. It looked really, it was shitty. So I had to erase like a minute. But yeah, man, Aerofly is they are dead to me at this point until they can fix what they need to fix. All right, let's see here. All right, I like the simulator better anyways for the most part, but all right, so let's put our next waypoint. Oh, you know, we don't have to do it that way. We can just start typing them in. Let's go back. We can just start typing it in. So we have, let's go unload so I can see it from here. SANOB. S. Hey, hopefully everybody's having a good Tuesday. I had to go to court today for something with school system, only for them to tell me that I didn't need to show up today, that the case is dropped. So it would have been nice if they told me that, like, you know, this morning or yesterday, or I already looked earlier. This is the VOR for the one we're doing tonight. And and Msfs. No airways. Oh yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about with airways. Let me plug this in and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Where's X? Msfs. Okay, let's hit insert. Right, so after Msfs, we're supposed to have airway Y8. I'm sorry, Y5 is the airway we're supposed to take, right? When you click it and you go to airways, there's no airways that show up. Like typically there'd be all the airways here that you could plug in. I even tried typing it in and like hitting this button here. That didn't work. I tried typing it in and like plugging it in here. It didn't work. So it doesn't look like we can put airways in, but we're okay nonetheless. All right, Gutso. I don't think I want Gutso though. Let me see what our arrival says, because we're supposed to go from Sumra. Well, I guess we could take Gutso. Let me plug in Sumra anyways. It's, well, let me look at this again. Arrival, ILSZ. There we go, Sumra, that's the one I want. Okay. Very good. All right, so that's the one I want there, Sumra. All right, very good. So we should be good. Let's check it out on our display here. Make sure we're straight, and then we'll get the APU started. We'll get it fired up, and we do have a few other little bits to plug into the FMC there, but let's click this up arrow here. Well, let me zoom out a little bit so we can see. Yeah, that's a hell of a landing. Look at this thing. So we're supposed to, I don't know if we're going to do it like this. I may just cut it off here and just go land. But the way that this arrival is set up, you got to go down inland, get parallel, you know, with the airport, make a big U-turn, come back out, make another U-turn. So it's pretty wild. That's kind of like how you land like in Dubai most of the time. All right, let's go to init, and let's go to the next page here. And our fuel block, according to SimBrief, is, well, that's a lot of fuel there. We don't need that much fuel. Let's go ahead and we have to alter it using this weight and balance system up here. Okay. Yeah, man, I can work on that. That's a cool flight. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. It's going to be a little late tonight by the time I finish this. This flight's going to take a while. I got to work tomorrow. But yeah, we could do that flight tomorrow for sure. Yeah, I like that airport in Anchorage. All right, so our fuel block is about 6,000, and we're sitting at quite a bit more than that. So let's drop this down a little bit. Let's drop it down to about there, and our takeoff weight, according to SimBrief, is 64,000. So let's throw a little more weight in here. Yeah, we got 64.3 according to... All right, that's close enough. All right, let me see if it'll allow me to put in the trip wind. It might not. Let's see here. 140. Well, let's see. Maybe, do I need to plug anything in? Not allowed. Let me see if I can plug anything in there. 146 by 10. I haven't flown this plane in a long time, so I kind of forget what we can do and what we can't do. Cool. Well, I mean, I can always do it. Oh, 146, that's not right. Let's type in 10. So if it's just going to plug in the knots, let's plug in 10. I can do it, what's today, Tuesday? I mean, I can do it on Thursday too. It's all good. But you know, I think my streams stay up though. I think if you go to my page and click on live, I'm not really sure how to get them to show up like as regular videos. I'll have to work on that. All right, so transition altitude is, let me see what the approach says. 11,000 feet, so let's plug that in. If it lets us change it. All right, that's good. What about, does it allow us to do anything here? Okay, so let's do 2 slash 15. Oh, it only lets you do, all right, so it only lets you do one number there. It doesn't let you put in any kind of reference there. All right, let's see here. Wow, that's kind of fast. I mean, that's pretty heavy. Let's see what 2 is. That's weird that it's the same thing with the flaps. All right. So flex the temp 20. Wow. That should be like, let's do 56. All right, takeoff, I think that's about it, really. All right, we got climb, cruise. We can plug all that shit in later. All right, I think we're good because there's really not much else to program. So let's go ahead and get the APU turned on. I believe it's, I think it's this fuel tank. We'll find out momentarily. If this button stays on, we got the right fuel tank. All right, I think we got it. Yeah, if you don't use if you put on the APU right away when you first turn the batteries on, most of the time you don't need a fuel tank. But when you wait, like as long as we did, you need to put on the one of the fuel tanks. And this plane happens to be this one here. All right, let's turn on bleed. We can't interact with this. We can do this. Let's put on have a logo, wing lights. We're just about ready to start up our engines. Do we need to back up, or can we just take right off? Oh, we can just take right off. Well, let's contact the ATC and see where they want us to go. Let's depart straight out. Let's see if we need to overrule them. You probably can't hear the ATC. It's because I turned them way down because they talk so much and it's real annoying. Yeah, that's not the runway I want to take off from, but it is what it is. Taxi to and hold short runway 17 using taxiway Eatney Hotel Oscar Echo 12. We're just going to have to make a big U-turn so we can pick up our flight plan. Or we could just take off from the wrong runway and see what they say. Let's just do that. Oh, you know what? You know what's going to happen? If I do that, you kind of hear it? Okay. Yeah, you're not really missing much. If I don't take off using the runway they suggest, this little icon's going to stay on the screen the whole time. So I'm kind of forced to use it. All right, well, whatever. We can just make a big U-turn and then engage autopilot. It would be like the same thing. All right, let's turn on the engines. Yeah, and that's number 1. Put you on arc. Do that. Put on constraints. Turn you off. You are already off. All right. Yeah, it's a shame that they didn't model this airplane a little better, where they had like some of this stuff working. Especially these buttons here. I don't. This might be the only airplane that they have in this simulator where you can't interact with like these kind of buttons. Like even the Cessna like has buttons like this you can interact with. All right, he's going good. Generator's on. Let's click on number 1. Kind of thought I heard a dog barking just now. It's weird. The engine was kicking on and it sounded like a dog barking. All right, so we have our, yeah, we did program our cruise altitude. Okay. So we really have no restraints. We can just plug in 37,000 feet right now. I don't usually do that, but we have no constraints. So let's just plug in 37,000 feet. All right, that's good. Let's type taxi. We can turn off this now. Turn you off, and we can release the parking brake. Oh, we got to put our flaps down. Flaps 2. Let's arm you. And I think, oh yeah, we got to put that on, and no brake fans. Okay, we're good. All right, man. Hey, no problem. Anytime you can spend with us is awesome. I certainly appreciate you stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Have a good day. Yes, sir. All right, do we have any METAR information for this area? Well, we can use the METAR for Bangkok. That's not too far off. Let's see if they have any METAR information here. So I can program the all right, nothing there. Oh wow, that's cool, man. Sir, TNCC. What am I looking for here? Oh yeah, METAR information. All right, 2989. Okay. I can turn this off now. Let's plug in 2989. Turn on the flight director. All right, let's release the parking brake. Let's do it. Ruta, Indonesia. On this way to Bangkok. I think I flew to Bangkok the other day, actually. I remember, I think I did. Don't start repeating it, ATC. I'm gonna turn you off. Thank you. All right, bro. See you. Come on, let's go, baby. We're inching our way. Yeah, we're gonna have to take off on the wrong runway and then just make a big U-turn, and then we'll engage the autopilot. That's interesting. You got to go up and down on the runway. It's kind of like, well, that's quite a few airports actually have that. Well, that does not look like the picture. When I looked up this airport on Google today to just do a little research on it, it had like this big, beautiful dome on it and shit like that. Like, you know what? Maybe because I don't have the world livery. You know, probably because I don't have the world scenery packs downloaded. That might be it. I can't have them on the Xbox and play and use the simulator. It gives me all black screens all the way across on pretty much every airplane. So the only way to be able to fly anything in this game is to not download their world scenery. It's still really pretty, like the textures, and I'm not knocking it. It's still really pretty. It's just certain parts of the world would look better or more enhanced if I could download those world updates, and a lot of the airports would look much better too. Man, I haven't flown an A320 in a while, man. It's bringing back memories, man. It's gonna be kind of boring not having to push so many buttons. I don't know. Might take a nap, like I did the other morning by accident while I was flying. I did an early morning flight the other day on the weekend, and yeah, I fell asleep by accident. So, fell asleep halfway through the flight, and woke up, I guess, about 10 minutes before we started descending. Oh yeah, I gotta manually, that's right, that lever climb started flashing. That reminds me, after we take off and we get past like 1,500 feet, we gotta move the thrusters back to lever climb. Otherwise the auto throttle won't engage. A lot of planes nowadays, you don't have to really do that, it'll do it automatically for you, but this plane wants you to do it. Alright, that icon is gone now. I could probably now go down to the other runway, but we'll just take off here and make a U-turn. Actually, before we do that, let me put this out a little bit. And can I turn up the brightness a little bit here? All right, that's that one. All right, and let me set our heading for like 350 something. All right, let's take off. I don't think there's a toga button, is there? I'm about ready to hit one of these buttons and see if it's toga. Oh, never mind. Can't hit the buttons. Hit that. That's not a button. That's a light switch, I think. Yeah. All right, let's go. Yeah, I agree with you. It's either they don't update it or it's part of the update that I just haven't downloaded. All right, here's V1. We can pull back. Yeah, I know I wasn't cleared to take off. Sorry about that. You can write us up next time. Alright, let's make our All right, good. I was able to put us in thrust climb without having to actually look at the thrusters. We were able to do it. And that's terrain right there. So green should be over 2,000 feet. Red is like, and orange means we're like, you know, either gonna hit the ground or we're gonna be right over it. Once our flight director evens out, we'll engage the autopilot. All right, there's our route there. We're coming up. All right, autopilot's on. Everything looks good. We're in thrust climb. And we go at 200 knots. We'll put our rest of our flaps up. Oh, I never did put the landing lights on or any of that stuff, but I guess I should do that now. At least the strobe lights. I can't believe we took off without all our lights on. Oh my God. God. It's terrible. All right, let's put the rest of our flaps up. Now we are good till we get to 37,000 feet. That volcano right there over the wingtip, that's pretty cool. It's got to be a little wild living near a volcano, like never knowing if it's going to go off. That would probably worry me to death. I mean, unless it's been like, you know, hundreds of years or so, or thousands of years since it went off, but still, that's got to be a little nerve-wracking to live near a volcano like that. We don't have anything like that on the East Coast near where I live. We got mountains, but we don't have volcanoes. I think the closest volcano to us is like probably out like in the northwest of America. Man, we are booking. All right, we gotta get ready to switch to standard pressure at 11,000 feet. So we can't, okay, we can't pull it out, but we can just put standard pressure there. All right. And we do have live weather and live time on, so it should be pretty accurate with the weather. It should be, I guess, about 9:44. Not too active. Got it. Wait, is 30? Oh, our flight plan has us going up to 39,000 feet. Well, shit, let's go up to 39,000 feet. I didn't look at that part of the flight plan yet. Let's go. I was just guessing 37,000 feet. All right, it changed it here too. All right, so these buttons change automatically, but we can't change it. We can switch fuel and engine. That's it. All right, no problem. I don't think there's a weather. Oh yeah, our weather system we can't turn on. It's it. This is. Oh, you know, maybe we can actually. Huh? Maybe we can. We just can't activate the warning system. Can't activate the gain or the tilt. Hmm. Interesting. All right, we can turn terrain off now. Now that we're many thousand feet above Mother Earth. That one right there. Yeah, I can see how that'd be like a tourist kind of island. Little island like that. Middle, all that water. Good climate. Oh, left behind. Well, that's the only island I see, so maybe that's my left behind there. Hopefully the sound is okay tonight. I didn't really sound check. I just went. Good. All right. I just kind of went with the my old sound setup. I was able to store the levels and all that from a couple months ago when last time I streamed like this. So. Oh, I don't think we're on our flight plan anymore. What the hell is our plane doing? That was very weird. I wonder why our plane just stopped following the flight plan. Oh, we can. All right, let's just use heading mode for a little bit until we get back on track. That was really weird. I don't know why it did that. At first, I thought we were just making a regular turn, and then it just kept on going, and it looked like it was like really banking, like really bad. All right, let's just keep it in heading mode for a minute. And then once we get back online, once we get back in the swing of things with navigation, this dotted line will go away and it'll become a solid green line like this one is. It's dotted right now because we're not following the FMS flight plan right now. All right, listen, we'll wait till we get right up on it, and then I'll engage LNAV again. All right, let's see what happens now. Usually it banks really hard and it tries to overcompensate for catching like the flight plan. Let's just keep an eye on this until we get back on track. All right, I think we're good again. That was really strange. I didn't hit anything on the controller. I don't know why I did that. Now let me see kind of where our top of descent is tonight. I gotta think it's pretty close to our arrival. I mean, that arrival is a pretty long arrival. It picks up kind of far away from Bangkok, but let's see here. Top of descent is, yep, after Surma, so we have to get to Surma, which is the transition for our arrival. That's kind of what I thought. So we got to get to Surma, and then we kind of begin our descent from there. We have quite a distance to go. Got a lot of ocean, and then we're gonna fly over. I'm not sure what country in Indonesia this is, but it's using the Bangkok ATC system. I can see that, but well, let's see what the nearest airport is. What does it say here? Oh, it's Thailand. Okay. All right. I didn't realize that was part of Thailand, but now I did. I tell you, I've learned quite a bit of geography playing this game. I was always pretty good with geography, but not great when it came to like a lot of Eastern Europe, certain parts of Asia, some of the Middle East, and things like that. But since I've been playing this simulator, man, I've really kind of gotten pretty good with like a lot of the world. Kobe, what's up, bro? Welcome back to the whatever episode you want to call this episode of the Airplane Show. This is a episode special request. I searched 40 livery packs to get this livery for this A320 today. I'm glad I did. Does it give us any kind of top of descent or anything like that? I don't think it does. You know, maybe the program button will do it. update BRG BT, yes. No, you're not going to take it? Okay. Guess we can't use that button. Yeah, still no airways. All right, we are at our cruising altitude for the day. And let's see. Wow, program doesn't work on that side, but it works on this side. Okay. All right, that's our ILS. All right, performance. Yeah, it doesn't show anything. All right. So we will go ahead and zoom out a little bit and let's kick up the speed a little bit. Let's go 2 times speed. That's a safe speed. Oh shit. Why the hell did... Maybe we can't speed up. I just increased the speed and the plane started trying to crash. Yeah, I can certainly do Ryanair. Yeah. Any place you want me to crash or land at, just let me know. But yeah, I have Ryanair on the 737. That's one of the deliveries that I have with it. All right, I just increased the speed. Let's see if we crash again. Yep, any special place you want me to crash or land, let me know. I don't mind crashing in the simulator because it's not real. It would be nice though if they had like fire and the plane exploding, but it doesn't. It just you just get the next screen that says, would you like to restart or go back to the main screen? Oh, Kobe. I wonder if any of the developers at Aerofly got back to me yet. Let me check my forum entry. Let's go to Google and go to the IPAX forum and Alabama. No shit. Roll Tide. I had a couple cousins that went to University of Alabama. Man, you know what? I hate these motherfuckers that simp. That simp for Aerofly, man. Like they talk about Aerofly like they're on the payroll. Cut them some slack. No, I'm not cutting them slack. Anybody that nowadays AAA or anything like that that releases something that's broken, I'm not going to cut them slack. They had all year to get it right. All year to get it right. Don't release it if it's broken. Beta test it. Or, I mean, like, cut them some slack. No, thank you. Yeah, Kobe, he's from where we took off from. He's the special request tonight. He wanted to see this livery fly from that airport to Bangkok, so that's our special request. Well, there's Thailand, actually, I think. Oh, we gotta slow down. We gotta slow down because we can't be turning this fast. All right, let's go back to regular speed. Yeah, he asked me to do this flight like, I don't know, maybe like a week or so ago, and life kind of happened. I forgot. Sorry. And then he hit me up, I guess, like yesterday or the day before, so I was like, you know what, let's do it. So after work, I got online and went through a bunch of liveries and finally found it. I don't think this company's still flying though. Like I got on Wikipedia a little bit just to do a little bit of looking into them. I don't think they're around anymore. And the livery pack that this was on, it was like older liveries. Like there was like 4 or 5 liveries that came with this one, and they were all kind of older, you know, models. Yeah, man, I'm gonna butter the shit out of this landing. It's going with one of two ways. It's either gonna be great or it's gonna be horrible. But I will do everything I can to get them soft, buttery touchdowns. Nothing sweeter than getting a soft, buttery touchdown. Well, maybe there are some things sweeter, but not while you're playing this. You know, I haven't even looked to the side yet. Do we have a Giga Chad sitting next to us today? No, we're by ourselves. Giga Chad took his iPad though. You don't want us looking at his gallery, his camera footage. Phuket International. Phuket. Yeah, sure thing. There's actually what simulator was that? I think it was an RFS. I think they had a mode like that where they had like those landing challenges where you had like the closer you got to 0, the higher the score you got. I know my son was doing that for God, like a couple of weeks trying to butternut this land, and he got pretty good. I think he got to like 50 or 100 like feet per minute. He got down like almost like where the tires were just kind of skimming the ground, like. Yeah, there's probably people on this plane. This plane doesn't allow me to do any of that kind of stuff. So this livery was only available in the A320, and the A320 in this game doesn't really allow you to operate a lot of the equipment. So I couldn't really set it up the way I do with other planes. But we can pretend there's a lot of people on board. I don't know. Let's go back and see if anybody shows up. If it allows. Oh, we can't go back. Well, I know how we can look. Give me a second. Let's go. Let's make sure we catch this. All right, we're okay. Let's go to this camera view here. And nope, I see tires. I don't see any peoples. More tires. Nope, I don't. I think we're flying by ourselves today. I think we got this whole plane to ourselves. All right, let's speed up again. We got 192 miles to our next waypoint. And then from Menix, we have probably another 100 miles, maybe. Something like that. Oh, shit. Why is this plane doing this tonight? This is the third time that the autopilot has just gone off the rails. Jesus Christ, man. It has not. One F. Wow, dude, that is awesome. I don't think I've ever done anything like that. That's crazy. Yeah, I've done emergency, not in this simulator, but I've done them in X-Plane a bit, and in Aerofly I've done them quite a bit. Yeah, I have on the 737. I have failures set up, but I just haven't had any yet. I haven't really played with. So with the 737 that I have, the failures store to whatever livery you're using, and I don't really use the same livery that often. So I would set up failures like on these planes, but the only failure that you can set up for is engine failure. And I'd rather have something a bit more challenging. Like, I'd rather have like hydraulics go out or screens go out, which has happened a lot, but yeah, when I was doing, or was it RFS that had I forget what simulator I used to play. I used to get a failure every time I took off. Like every time I'd get in the air, I'd have a failure like somewhere along the flight. Yeah, I've done a couple emergency landings though. I had a couple in Aerofly where like the landing gear didn't come down all the way, so I had like 2 wheels instead of like 3 sets of wheels. A couple where like the flaps wouldn't go down. Oh yeah, I'll do Ryanair. I'll set up Ryanair in a way where we're pretty much guaranteed to have a failure. I can go into the FMC and like program it a way where we're pretty much guaranteed to have something terrible happen to Ryanair, and I'll be more than happy to make that video. I'm not a fan of Ryanair either. I've never flown on them, but They just look like something I wouldn't want to be a part of. Yeah, I live in America, so there ain't no Ryanair over here. It's all Southwest, American, and Delta. All right, let's see if we can speed this up a little bit again. I have no idea why our autopilot keeps kicking off. Whoa. All right, so 3 times speed is bad. That was almost really bad, but 2 times speed seems to be okay. Oh, man. So I think this is Thailand. There's also, I think it's called Airline Commander. I think that's the app, and it's made by the same people that make RFS, the Real Flight Simulator. But that Airline Commander game, that game is pretty. All it is taking off and landing, but like almost every landing is like an emergency type of landing. And as you progress, you get bigger and bigger planes. Like you start off with like a Cessna, and then you move into like a Bonanza, and then an Embraer, and then you just keep on upgrading to bigger and bigger planes until you get up to like a 777 or an A380. There are some full flights in that game, but it's very rare. But it's pretty much just all taking off and landing. It's a pretty fun game. The graphics are really good. Like the the cockpit interaction is really good. It's a pretty fun simulator. I haven't played it in a while, but I did play that thing for a long time, for many years. But it got to the point where I needed to start paying a lot of money to progress. Like towards the very end, like the last 2 or 3 airplanes, it was like they were like impossible to get unless you sank money into the game, and I wasn't about to do that. I didn't like the game that much to where I'd want to sink, like $30, $40 into it. Not for a mobile game. I'm not DSP. I'm not sinking hundreds or thousands of dollars into a game. A mobile game. No, I haven't done that. Is that pretty good? My son's on Roblox all the time, man. He's always playing that Doors game. But yeah, I mean, if you say it's pretty cool, I'll check it out. I got Roblox on the Xbox. I play online with my son every once in a while. That he likes that Doors game, where I think you have to open like 100 doors or something like that. Yeah, I'll check it out. Oh, not too good? Well, I'll check it out anyways. Yeah, Doors game. That's a pretty good game. Yeah, he's pretty good at that game. He's sank a lot of time into that game. We're actually making pretty good time tonight with this speed increase. PTS. Oh, PTFS. I have to check it out. Yeah, I don't really get on Roblox too often. Usually I get on there, to play with him every once in a while, and other than that, I don't get on too often, but yeah, maybe I should start checking out a few things here and there. I'll have to ask Gavin if he's heard of that PTFS game.
Hotel Oscar, Echo 123. Goodbye. Bangkok Center, Eat Me Hotel Oscar, Echo 123, flight level 370.
Man, I hate when. It takes all the fun from. It takes a lot of the fun out of the game for me when they already have everything programmed in for our landing. Oh well, no big deal. All right, our decision height is 101. 101 for decision height. All right, let's program in some stuff for our landing. Performance. Okay, we have 101 for our decision height. And our transition altitude is 11,000 feet. Could have sworn I programmed this in already. At least the 11,000 feet part I thought I did. All right, and we got 80 degrees at 6 knots. Let's see if this will allow us to do it. 80 degrees at 6 knots. Surprised. We got 31 degrees Celsius. 88 degrees Fahrenheit. And our QNH is 1014. Or 2994. Let's see, 0.94. All right, I think we're good. Oh shit, we gotta descend. I thought we weren't descending until we got to Sumatra, though, or Sumatra. Oh well. According to the OFP that I have from SimBrief, we weren't supposed to start descending yet, but that's all right. No harm in descending a little early, I guess. Yeah, we need to meet 18,000 feet by 11. So that's coming up after Sumatra. So let's plug in 18,000 feet here. Oh shit, wrong button. Oops. $18,000. All right, very good. Leave him funky BS 405. That's a max of 250. Let's see what it has Latin at, if it has 220 for Latin. I know it's got 220 for BS403. Huh. Alright, it might be okay doing automatic, we'll see. I don't see any more speed set in there, so we might have to control the speed ourselves. In a little bit, we might have to control the speed ourselves. That's hard to believe that there's no METAR information for Bangkok. That is really strange. Oh well. Oh well. Well, right now Bangkok is not using our runway for landings. Let's see what runway they're suggesting. So they're saying we should use 19 left or 19 right. So let's see what we can do to switch that up. Alright, so we got 19 left in there now. And let's look at the arrivals that we have available. Alright, let's try something real quick. Let's pause the flight. Let's go ILS 19 left. And 3C Limos. And Sumra is the transition. Let me plug this in real quick in Navigraph and see if I get the same Datsu. And yep, there we go. All right, we just now switched. All right, very good. So we just updated our flight plan. We're going to be landing on runway 19 left now because according to Navigraph, that is the runway. They're not using runway 1 right anymore today. They're using 19 right and 19 left. Actually, if we're switching this over, let's switch to runway 19 right. That gives us a little bit more time to make our turn. All right, 19 right. Surma. There we go. Let's make sure we have the correct frequency in. Is it still 109.5? Let's see here. Yep, and course is 195. Very good. All right, good. All right, now we got our new runway for our landing. Well, let's keep an eye on this because this could go bad very quickly. A lot of times during these turns tonight, we've we've had to finish the turn ourselves because the autopilot just gives up. All right, so we still need to be at 18,000 feet by leaving. I knew we descended too early, but that's what our navigation said. I was just following our navigation. It said to start declining, so that's what we did. Well, we got 70 miles until that. Jesus. We're supposed to be a bit faster on this, though. We should be around 280 knots. We don't really need to slow down until we get to what is it? Salsa? Yeah. We got a while. Well, it says max 280. All right, so we don't really have to be at 280, but we could be. Well, we're moving pretty good here. We'll just leave it here. Can speed it up a little bit though until we get there. And then from we go again, going off navigation again. Jesus Christ. I can't remember. I can't remember the last time I had a plane in this simulator that just gave up. It just given up. It's like, man, I'm tired. I'm my brain hurts. I'm tired of following these damn green lines. Just call it off for tonight. Let's just let's just finish. It's almost like this plane wants to crash. All right, after our next waypoint, we need to be at 14,000 feet. So let's program that in. We have Lebanon, then Datsu, and then Indy. We need to be at 14,000 or below. Hey Gavin,
Yeah.
you ever play a game on Roblox called PTFS? Yeah. It's a yes or no question. All right. I have somebody in the chat was mentioning it, so I said you're like the Roblox like whisperer. So I said if anybody in this household has heard of it, it'd be you. All right, Datsu. Now see that's not showing up in our flight plan here for Datsu. It doesn't say we need to be over 18,000 feet, but we do have 20. What is it again? I gotcha. Gotcha, Kobe. Yeah, Gavin just told me it's not available on console. Gotcha. All right. I guess whenever we get a computer, we can try it. Yeah. Me too. Microsoft is the best. Aerofly was up there until I can't, until I could. Boy, my brain is really hurting tonight. I'm really trying to say something now, but I'm having trouble getting it out. Aerofly was my favorite until I couldn't play it anymore. That's what I was trying to say. Microsoft's pretty good. There are a lot of good things about this simulator. I especially like being able to play it on tablets and phones, and you know, with Xbox's cloud service. I'm not a huge Xbox fan, but that is one cool thing they came out with, was that cloud gaming service. I mean, just all you need is a pretty basic Wi-Fi connection, and you can play tons of games, including this one. Now see, the chart in real life, this Datsu here, there's no altitude constraint in real life. And according to the chart from Jeppesen, you're supposed to go from 18,000 feet to 14,000 here. Like, those two are correct. This one's correct. Oh, actually, no, that one's not correct either. That one on the charts over 10,000 feet. So, okay, I'll try it on the phone then. But that'd be so wild. I mean, that's crazy if you can play it on the phone, but you can't play it on the console. That's crazy. Say what? No, I'm just saying, like, how something's available on a phone, but you can't play it on a PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? Or whatever console you're on. That to me is just kind of mind-boggling. Okay. The way my little brain works, Gavin, is that to me, my little brain says that doesn't make sense. I understand what you're saying, though. What? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
Bangkok Center, Eat Me Hotel Oscar, Echo 123. Request
Bravo!
transition Bravo airspace.
Eat Me Hotel Oscar Echo 123 Bangkok Center. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Cleared through Bravo airspace, Eat Me Hotel Oscar, Echo 123.
All right, we're gonna follow what they have in here tonight. We're not gonna follow what's happening in real life on the charts. We'll follow what Microsoft says we should be following. So we're gonna start descending here. And just a couple of seconds. This might be a little too fast for a descent, but I want to see if we can get the... There's no indicator like there is in like other airplanes that show you where the navigation thinks you're gonna get to, so I'm just kind of guessing that 2,000 is the right number to get to 14,000 in time. Now, if they had something that, like a crescent shape like Boeing has, or a little line like some of the other Airbuses have, then that'd be a different story. But I still think at 2,000 we're not going to get there. But we do have a little bit more time to get to the 8,000 foot mark, though. So we got, oh no, not really. We only got about 20 miles to get there. So we're gonna stay at this, yeah, we'll stay here. We'll stay at minus 2,000. And our plane's going off navigation again. I think. Maybe not. That's a, yes it is. Yes it is. That's now the sixth time that our plane has lost track of navigation. It's almost like the navigation computer in this game's got ADHD for this plane. Like, it just cannot concentrate on one thing for a long time. It saw something in the water and it wanted to go see it, wanted to go check it out. There's something down there that this plane wanted to check out. Alright, we need to switch our pressure over momentarily. We can actually click this now, set up for our landing. Can we click LS here? Nope. Nope. That's a no-go. No bueno on that button. No, sir. You are not allowed to push that button, Greg. I guarantee you our plane's going to lose navigation one more time before we put this thing on the ground. I guarantee you.
Generic Yankee Romeo Golf descend and maintain 11,000 feet.
Alright, that's not us. Yeah, I still don't think we're going to get down to 8,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 11,000 feet. Generic Yankee Romeo Golf.
Alright, let's switch our pressure over. It's not too far, it's only 2994. That was taken 11 minutes ago, according to Navigraph. Hello, Bangkok. What's up with our speed, actually? That's a bit concerning. So we're not supposed to slow down for a while. I'll keep it going, but
Oscar Echo 123 contact. Approach
I might be
4.35.
adjusting our speed too here, depending on what happens in the next few minutes.
Decimal tree, 5 feet, B Hotel Oscar, Echo 12 tree.
We're not supposed to slow down until
Hotel Oscar, Echo 12 tree, 10,000.
after Latin. Then it's a max of 220 at that point. All right, now Latin in real life says 7,000 feet. They say 8,000 here. So, all right, we'll leave it. Let's make sure, is this our landing tonight? Let's check that out. Let's check the chart. Yep, ISWN. All right, so that's correct. That's good. Now, if we were still like heavily descending, I'd probably put on some speed brakes or some flaps to kind of keep us at this speed, but we're pretty much at our altitude for now. We don't need to start descending again for a little bit. There's our airport over there. I don't know either. I'm good with some tech, but not like the generations before me, man. Like knowing all that kind of stuff. I'm half tempted to put my flaps down right now. I don't see any indicators there for flaps yet, though. Now we will switch modes into heading mode here. Somewhere around this area here. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This area up here. When we get to this one here, we're going to switch. Well, maybe. No, I'm not leaving it in nav mode. Never mind. I was thinking about maybe leaving it in nav mode and seeing if it can make this turn, but I don't think it can do it. Maybe I'll let it try and see what happens, but I don't think it can do it. Alright, we're going to stay in heading mode. And then Ruko, that's our first initial air fix for the ILS landing. That's 5,000 feet. So once we get to 5,000, we'll stay at 5,000 until we make a return. And then we don't really have that far to go. We have 5 miles, 10 miles, about 15 miles at that point once we hit that spot. So we don't have that far to go, my friends. Actually, let's do manual speed also.
122.358 Hotel Oscar Echo 12 train. Goodbye. Approach 8 Hotel Oscar Echo 12 train 5,100 feet.
What is our landing speed actually? Of course, performance doesn't work on that side. So 150, wow, that's pretty fast, 153. Wow. I guess maybe we're kind of heavy. I thought this plane's usually like 140 maybe, 143. We're going to start making our turn here momentarily. All right, so let's activate the localizer. Well, maybe not yet. Let's start making our turn. Is our plane not turning? What? Why is our plane not turning? That's crazy. I'll just do it. I'll just do it manually. I wonder why the plane won't turn. Now it's turning. This plane's got some weird stuff to it, man. I'm telling you. Weird stuff. Yeah, I'll put gear down after we make our turn. But very soon it's going to happen. All right, localizer is picked up. We'll turn on approach mode once the glide scope comes into play. We're 26 miles away. A little soon to put the gear down. I thought we were a lot closer than that. We can actually put our flaps up and move up in speed a little bit. I didn't think we were that far away still. Man, we had to, so I switched our runways because according to Navigraph, the runway we chose in the beginning is not Bangkok's not using it as a runway right now for landing. So I changed our landing mid-flight. And so now we're lining up with the new runway. But we're still 23 miles out. So we'll be on the ground momentarily. I really want to see if this plane will line up on its own. It doesn't look like it's going to. I mean, at some point it's going to have to start moving over to the right to line up with the runway. All right, we can click approach mode. And we can arm the second autopilot. No, maybe not yet. All right. Let's put some flaps down. All right, glide scope is captured. We'll put our speed down a little bit more here coming up. All right, now it looks like the localizer is coming in. Very good. Yeah, once we get to about 10 miles out, we'll put it down to like 160 because our landing speed, our approach speed is 153. So we don't really have that far to go. But still a little too soon to put the gear down. Yeah, often when I'm doing these flights, when I have Navigraph up pretty much the whole time, and I try to go by what they say on there. So if somewhere along our flight it says that runway is not being used for arrivals or not being used for departures, or then I go ahead and switch it up.
3,700 feet.
All right, let's start slowing down a little bit. All right, we can put our gear down. All right, let's see if we can arm this one as. So this plane doesn't do it. Every other, almost every other Airbus I've ever flown, you can click the second autopilot at this point, and it gives you like a Category 2 or a Category 3 landing. This one doesn't do it though. Unless this runway doesn't. No, this runway supports it. I'm looking at the chart right now. It supports a Category 2 landing, but our plane doesn't do it. Category 3 landings are when the plane rolls out and does the flare on its own automatically. So it pretty much angles up, puts the wheels down, and rolls out automatically. And we'll contact the ground when we land and see if we can get that little air marshal guy with the glow sticks. We are Garuda Indonesia 1 Heavy, coming in for final approach. Yeah. No, I was trying, so to make this U-turn to catch the localizer,
500.
I put it in heading mode and the plane wasn't turning at all. So I disengaged autopilot and started turning on my own. then I re-engaged the autopilot, and at that point it was fine. But the plane wasn't responding to what I wanted it to do.
300. 200. 100. 60, 40, 30, 25.
And there the reverse thrusters go finally. A little difficult to do this from this angle, but we're good. All right, let's click ground and taxi to gates.
Hotel Oscar, Echo 123 taxi to the gate.
Meet me Hotel Oscar Echo 123 taxi to gate tree 2 via taxiway Echo 15 Echo Delta 8 Delta 7 Delta Tango 15 Tango 17.
Taxiing to gate tree 2 using taxiway Echo 15 Echo Delta 8 Delta 7 Delta Tango 15 Tango 17 Meet me Hotel Oscar Echo 123.
All right, we'll get there, guys. Here, we'll turn here. But this plane was definitely a lot different than I remember it. I don't remember it losing navigation so many times. Like having to manually correct the plane as many times as we did. There's no way I'm going back around, guys. You might want to catch these arrows up to me, because we're not going back. We're not going back. We're not doing it again. Yay, man, no problem. It was a cool request. Like, it was a much better request than, say, going from, like, Atlanta to Orlando. Like, or you know what I mean? Or, you know, Dallas to Denver. That was pretty cool, man. I got to see a part of the world I don't typically see and had to do some research. It was cool. But yes, you are welcome. As long as my channel doesn't get taken down, it will always be online for you. Hopefully my channel will not get taken down. I'm not in jeopardy of it getting taken down, but you never know in the future what may happen. Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. Sorry, sorry I forgot about it at first, but I'm glad you messaged me again about it. Yeah, that was definitely fun. It was a lot quicker than I was expecting, too. I thought, when I was building the route and looking at it, I thought it was going to take like a good 3 hours in the air, but it was actually pretty quick. Let's see if our buddy is going to be there. I wonder if he's not going to be there because I didn't follow the exact taxiway on the ground that they wanted me to. Like, I wonder if that, since I didn't follow it exactly, if that, like, doesn't cause him to spawn there. It was definitely well worth the $4 I spent to get this livery, that's for sure. I don't know if I see him yet. I don't think he's there. I think because we didn't follow the way it wanted us to, I don't think he's going to be there. That's a shame. I always like it when the air marshal's there waving us in. That's really the only reason. Oh, you know what? He might be there, actually. That's the only reason I ever play with the ATC on, is because I like it, that I like the air marshal being here to wave us in. Gives the game a bit of realism for me. Yeah, I think I see him. Yep, he's there. And stop. Put our parking brake on. We did it. Another successful trip, sir. Let's after engine start. Okay, well, let's turn the plane off. Let's put the APU on. Let's we can turn off these lights. Turn off those, turn off these. As soon as this says available, we'll turn off the engines. See if we get that flight log at the end. There we go, that says available. Let's kill the fuel. There we go, flight log. Yes, sir. That wasn't bad at all. Just 1 hour and 21 minutes of flight time. Well, that's a lot of hours. 2 hours and 47 minutes. Or 247 hours, my bad. All right, well, we're good. I don't know if I'm going to do that one flight tomorrow because he might not make it to the stream, so we'll probably do the Anchorage-Seattle trip on Thursday night. I might take a day off tomorrow. Probably not. I've said that before, and then I wind up doing something anyways. But, yeah, man, I appreciate everybody checking everything out tonight. Please do me a solid and hit those 2 things before you leave. You know what I'm talking about. Those two little buttons, those 2 little things to tap on or click on. Hit those. I appreciate it, and we will see each other again, my friends, over the beautiful skies of Mother Earth. Y'all have a good rest of the Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on where you're at, or whatever day you see this. Have a good day. Peace out.